All right. Joanne and Brian, congratulations.
Thank you.
Your son, Jayden, has just graduated from our LearningRx program after the better part of 8 months of training. And I wanted to start this with some notes I took from our original meeting back in February, where we had went over the assessment results, and you talked about the struggles your son was having. And these are from your words, and I just wanted to start the story with this. Jayden likes reading but can't blend sounds, can't remember sight words, trouble spelling, especially with long vowels, guesses at words. His reading is choppy. He gets distracted, avoids work, off task. Homework takes much longer than it should. He can zone out, can't do an age-appropriate series of tasks, has noticed that he's been moved down in reading when others have moved up. The school has been considering holding him back. Wow.
That was Jayden.
Wow.
Jayden,
that was 9 months ago.
Yes.
So we put him in the reading program and paired him up with Michelle. What was his training experience like?
His training experience, from my perspective, was excellent. It started out very well. When things started to get more challenging for Jayden, he would shut down and not want to cooperate with Michelle, not want to listen to some strategies that she was giving him to use. However, we got over the hump, and it just took Jayden a little while longer, but he finally started seeing the benefits pay off. And just a few little accomplishments, such as being able to do his homework and going back up a level in reading, really gave him the drive and determination to finish it out and keep going.
Yeah. And so now we fast forward 8 or 9 months, and give us a few examples of how dramatically different life is for your child.
All right. I used to be the homework dad. I did homework with Jayden, and she would tell me all the time, stop yelling at him. I'm like, I just want him to do his work. He would do it for 30 seconds, and then he would be off in space. And then now I don't even have to tell him to do his homework. I'm like, Jayden, did you do your homework? He's like, I did it the other day. He was like, I did it up to Thursday, because he knew he was having his graduation tonight.
So he gets his homework on Monday and does a whole week's worth?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it used to take well over an hour.
It don't take him an hour to do the whole week.
Sometimes two. No, it would take him an hour to do just one night.
Yeah. And
now he can do the entire week's worth if he chooses in one night.
Yeah.
Without us there watching him.
And so some other things you're noticing at home, and then we can talk about what the school is reporting. Mm-hmm. So what are some of the differences you're seeing between pre and post training?
At home, some huge things I've noticed is Jayden is able to follow multi-step directions now. He is able to do that, so he's become more responsible and more accountable for himself and his items. Before, I would say something like, Jayden, we finally finished your homework. Go ahead and take it and put it in your folder and put it in your backpack. And before Jayden left the area, he would have his paper in his hands, and then he was gone. And he didn't know where his paper went. He didn't know why it didn't make it to the backpack. He could not track where he left it or retrace his steps. Now, I could tell Jayden, and take your homework, put it in your folder, put it in your backpack. That's done. He's also noticed that a brother has forgot theirs, so he's put theirs in their backpack, and he's back to do whatever his next activity is.
Yeah.
And can I add to that?
Sure, because they can edit.
Like when we went, I'm trying to think when we went to, was it New York?
Possibly.
Jayden made sure that our autistic child had his medicine packed. He made sure my wife had her medicine packed. He made sure my father-in-law had his medicine packed. He packed us all. He made sure we were all packed so we could go on our trip.
He was the medicine police. He was making sure we didn't forget anything that we needed. let alone his glasses. He remembered his glasses, which is another huge home improvement. He has them on every day before school, and I don't have to remind him. So.
Awesome. So the reading, that was the big bugaboo.
Reading is huge.
So how does it sound now?
It sounds like a completely different child is reading.
Yeah.
100%. There is no more choppiness. There is no more guessing. Jayden in the past would just guess words, almost pretend read when he couldn't figure it out.
Because he had really strong logic and reasoning skills, so he could kind of trick you.
He could tell the whole he could.
Yeah.
You would think that he was reading the story on point when he really was not reading any of the words in the story the way they were written. He was basically reading very small books like the Biscuit books or Clifford books, very low level books on the reading scale level, books for pre-K, kindergarten. And I believe when we started LearningRx, he was at a mid first grade level.
Yeah. And so you started in second, he was finishing up middle of second grade.
Yes.
And the school had already informed you because of the reading that they were thinking of holding him back.
Yes.
Now what is the school saying?
Now.
Can I say this?
Go ahead.
Well, I went on a field trip with my other third grader, and I was just talking to one of Jayden's teachers. I asked him how Jayden was doing, and she was like, not only is Jayden doing great, she's like, he is probably one of the top 1 or 2 readers in the third grade.
The third grade.
Yes, not just in her class, in the whole grade.
Yeah.
Because they switch in their school. So there's one teacher that teaches reading to all of the students in third grade.
And what level have they put him, is he up to now?
So he went from level G when he began, and now he is in an O, which is completely on grade level for where he needs to be. It's a almost mid-level third grade reading level. And she commented not only that he was one of the top readers, but one of the strongest readers in his methods and his strategies for figuring out his comprehension. And comprehension wasn't one of the hugest concerns we had when he first came here, but we were able to notice great improvement in that through strategies he's learned and just through better blending and better fluency. It all goes together for the whole picture. So.
And so the frustration because of the abilities is much reduced.
Definitely.
I as a parent, I have kids as well. The behavioral piece has changed. You told us about he used to get cited.
Oh, yes. Yes, definitely did not have, we have a color scale that kind of mimics a rainbow with green right in the middle. You can move up to blue or purple, down to orange, yellow, red. Jayden went from probably 3 to 5 green days in second grade to only 3 days below green in the third grade. Huge, dramatic behavior improvement. He doesn't feel like he needs to be a class clown anymore to get attention or make friends. Yeah. His true personality is actually coming through with.
And he's a good citizen.
He is. He's a good citizen. Comments about that. Report card comments were things such as Jayden follows directions very well. Jayden helps other students with their work. Yeah. Jayden is a great listener, which is complete opposite. When he started brain training mid-second grade, the comments were, Jayden can't focus, Jayden is not on task, Jayden is disruptive, talks all the time, cuts up paper inside his desk, anything to keep him from doing what frustrated him.
Yeah, and now, I mean, even at home, the behavior, I mean, it's...
Huge improvement. Oh, yeah. Huge improvement with attention. He can, pay attention to detail.
He made cookies the other night.
Right.
I mean,
he can sit at the dinner table.
He helped me make cookies. I mean, he likes to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Doesn't take him 15 minutes to brush his teeth. Takes only 2, the required 2.
Yeah.
So it changed him in a whole realm.
And so you mentioned honor. It's being reflected.
Yep.
The school's
straight A's, 2 9 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Straight A's.
And he also got invited to join
the Talented and Gifted program in 3rd grade, which his 2nd grade teacher did point out that she thought she had it, and it was very frustrating that he could not show it.
Yes.
So that I think made things even more frustrating in 2nd grade having dealt with a teacher who instructed talented and gifted students, that she saw that potential, and so it made her even more frustrated that she couldn't get that out of him. But this really brought that out. It really took away his barriers, and he's able to get all of his thoughts down on paper. He's able to write paragraphs now, at least 2 paragraphs. He can write a friendly letter. He can get all of those thoughts down instead of just hitting that block.
Yeah. Well, obviously, this is what it's all about. And
I mean,
absolutely.
I understand that it, it's money, but money well spent. I mean, because I know that Jayden's going to make that much more money when he gets older in a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what really,
easy,
so would you recommend to parents that are considering this?
I mean, you so recommend it. No reservations, not a doubt, nothing. And the one thing that Brian said, because at first I was the one that was really geared up for the brain training, but when you do hear the financial piece, it always makes you pause. But to all of the parents who paused, the one thing my husband said that really stuck out was, if we can make this happen with this amount of money, we can save way more than this in an academic scholarship.
Yeah.
And when he said that, that was the light bulb moment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, my niece is going to William & Mary right now on an academic scholarship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is
And we've
possible.
just made that
Well,
possible.
and we just looked at the results.
And
he's in the 96 or something percentile.
It's possible.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, we've opened up a world of possibilities for him.
Well, that's great.
Through you all.
Well, we're happy for you guys, and be sure to send us updates of all his great accomplishments. Thank you.
Today gets me teary-eyed.
Teary-eyed.
I'm serious. I mean, I'm so proud of him.